audio test. Just a quick audio test before we start, guys. Hello guys, welcome to the stream. Just get rid of the background music there, and yeah, just observing some traffic over here in Helsinki. Got two planes on the ground. Looks like both of them are just about to take off. I think they're friends because they're doing like a route starting to Innsbruck today on 04 right. We're going to be taking runway 15. I was just interested in what runway they were using. We could also use 04 right, but I was thinking 15 is a bit closer to us, and it's also a bit of a shorter route. And again, down in Turku, we are also definitely ignoring the winds down in Turku, because actually I'm not really ignoring them. It's what they're using in real life. 8 hours ago, nothing's landed there since, so I don't really know. But the winds are just variable. But runway 26 has an ILS, so generally when an airport has an ILS at one runway and not the other, the one that has the ILS will be preferred. Such as like an airport like Verona, for example. So it technically isn't ignoring it. And I said there's no one else flying to Turku today. There is someone on the ground. There's two planes, but they're just about to take off. So we're going to take runway 15 down here in Helsinki. We'll just get everything set up now. Make sure it's all working and correct. I just want to go ahead and we'll get the load sorted before we do anything today. So I'll get our load sheet up. And today we're taking 2217 on the fuel. Taking quite a lot of fuel, actually. I think it's because our alternate airport is like really far away, so we're taking a lot of fuel. I don't know why our alternate isn't just Helsinki, honestly. That's what you probably do. It's such a short flight. It's a 27-minute flight, you know. It's empty, and we're taking 520 kilos of bags. So 520 kilos. We'll take it all in the back, I guess, for now. And we take 45. No, the cargo's done by SimBrief, isn't it? Cargo's done by SimBrief. I was looking at Fly UK, but that's obviously normally quite wrong, because I have to put it into SimBrief after I put it into Fly UK. So 45 packs we're taking today. So 45 passengers. There we go. Calculate that, and you can see it's in the red. Look, so we don't want that. We're looking for a zero fuel weight of. Zero fuel weight of 22.4. 22.4. I don't even know where to view that. Where is that? There you go. Zero fuel weight. 22.4. So we're taking a bit less cargo. How about 300? 22.5. 200 cargo. There we go. What if I take that in the front, then? What if I take the cargo in the front? Boom. There we go. 22.4. And we are within limits on there, so that's all fine. Calculate that. You can see there, all fine. So send data to flight sim. There'll be a little pause in the flight sim. There we go. Cool. Get rid of that. Unpause the game, and you should see now we are loaded with fuel and all of that stuff. So we can go ahead and set our parking brakes and request boarding for the 45 packs. It won't take them very long to board us today, so we're probably going to be spending most of the time. It's how it always is on this plane, honestly. Like, they're finished boarding way before you're ready to go, because there's only 45 passengers to get on, right? Except, and we'll just get on with planning our route now. So we're on the ground here in FHK. I don't like the keyboard on this thing. It's totally different to like a lot of other keyboards. Right, menu, departure. We're taking runway 15 today. However, saying that, the winds have changed since I last planned, so we'll just grab a look. EFHK. You can see there's 060, but it's only 3 knots, so nice and calm. So we'll take the runway 15 because it's so calm, it doesn't matter. And in real life, I looked at real life about half hour ago, and they were using that runway. Right, Shift E and 2. So open exit 2. Yep. That's how you open it in this thing, generally, because the menu in this thing is not very good. I will get the menu up anyway, though, just to make sure I can set everything up. So we want to go to... Oh, it's data. Then go data, and then services. And oh, we're not on the GPU. How are we getting power, then? Can someone explain how we're getting power? We're somehow getting power to this aircraft, despite the fact that there's no GPU, so we'll just call it. I don't know how that's possible, but okay. We're using the Devo 4 Delta today, so flight plan. And then from a Devo, it is direct to... it's direct to Xuper. Where is it? Xuper. There we go. And then from Xuper, we can delete that as well. From Xuper, we're jumping on our arrival. It's that short of a flight. It's a 27-minute flight today. So, absolutely nuts. Just, you know, really, really short flight. Arrival, we're going to be doing... Oh, I didn't put in my arrival. EFTU. EFTU. Enter. Turku. Runway 26, number 2. We found some good scenery in the end on Avsim. It does appear that the freeware scenery, sadly, the freeware scenery website has gone down, so that's a shame. Number 2, on the start, we're going to be doing no transition. And ILS 26 Zulu. With the... Is it the ITSUG, I want to say? Yeah, ITSUG transition, number 1. Execute that. What? Sorry. They want us to open up. Okay, the front door didn't open for some reason when I opened both doors. Never mind. That means people weren't boarding actually, but never mind. They're boarding now. And you can see there, look, there's not really much in the way of a flight today. It's a very short little flight today. It's duplicated a few waypoints, so we'll make sure that's good. There we go. It's now all good. We've got this no link there, but that can stay because that's our missed approach. The missed approach stays as a no link, so we need to be there. So we'll descend for at 2,000. I believe we also know there is also a restriction at Xuper. We need to be above 7,000, so I can't appear to. It doesn't appear that I can put them in. So we'll get rid of that. It doesn't appear that you can enter those in. So. Oh wow. It's maybe because I put in the Xuper waypoint as part of something else, but basically as long as we're above 7,000 at Xuper, we're okay. Which we should easily manage. We're only cruising at 14,000 today. So I'm not going up very high. Your damper can come on, because why not? Altitude select, and altitude, this can go right up to 14,000 now. Because there's no restrictions on the departure whatsoever. We can set our headings to runway heading, which is 144. So why is it if it's 144, why is it 15 and not 14? Okay. We want to do IAS normally 225 is normally a pretty good way to go. On departure, so there we go. And altitude select. There we go. And we want LNAV. There we go. We can go ahead and start the APU now. Power. Start. Will it all fire up then? The air conditioning can come on. How will the engine fire up though with that? The bleeds stay off, I think. We'll keep the recirc fan on, though. Boot air, I just leave like that. Pitos, they need to go on. Otherwise it moans at us. And our anti-collision light can come on now as well. And we should all be good now. I don't think we might need anti-ice because it is raining, but right now it's 16 degrees outside, so no, 14 degrees outside, so not just yet. And we need to make sure I cross-fill this. So we head to data. Please say I'm doing this correctly. We'll do the fuel for. Oh, I haven't done the fuel yet. Let's do our fuel weights first. So 45 packs, obviously. 200 on the cargo. That gets us our 0 fuel weight 22.4 and 2217 on the fuel. Execute that. Perfect. And what I want to do, I'll just test it with the fuel. So cross-fill fuel. If it gets deleted, then I know I've done it wrong. So it's just doing it. And we should now see that the fuel is not deleted on here. And that it's appeared here. Great. That means I have done it correctly. So we'll do the same with the flight plan. So cross-fill flight plan. Cross-fill flight plan. And then it should just do it. And the APU is fired up. So APU gen and APU bleed air can come on. Ready for departure. So we'll go ahead and prepare for pushback and departure. There's nothing currently on the ground anymore. They've both taken off, I believe. Oh. Okay, there's some weirdness going on there. I don't know, they're still just sitting there at the runway holding point, so there's some weirdness going on. Maybe. But there we go, we'll stick this on the fuel, 98 miles, this is saying. Obviously, no VNAV at first, it'll be VNAV later. But yeah, we should be ready for pushback and departure now. Departure clearance for... Oh, great. It's that bug again, isn't it? I've been having this bug a lot with GSX lately, where it's saying... waiting for services to finish, but there's no baggage cart to be seen or anything. I don't know what it is. It's a weird bug. I guess we'll give them a minute while we set everything up. Oh, you need to do an anti-skid test as well, so we'll let it do that. And everything else should be all good now. We'll make sure this is in TCAS and weather. There we go, make sure it's in weather mode, not weather terrain. This can go down to 20 nautical mile range. No restrictions on the departure today. We can get the TCAS on, and we can tune Unicom on 122.8. There we go, 1228. And where's the baggage? I'm zooming all the way in, look, to make sure that the draw distance isn't failing me. There's no baggage. It's a weird bug. Like, it says waiting for other services to complete. Boarding. Like, boarding's completed. Does it tell me what part of boarding? It just says waiting for boarding to complete. Like, everyone's already on board. But I saw them load... Oh, forget it. All you have to do is click reset position and then load them in again. It's such a weird bug. It seems to happen quite a lot at the moment. I don't know, maybe they just genuinely haven't finished, but I don't think that's true. Right, GSX, and prepare for pushback and departure, and Shift E2, Shift E3 to shut literally all of the doors, ready for departure. And we've got seatbelt signs that we can flick on. There they are. There they go. Windows steaming up a little bit, that's expected. There's no ice detected at the moment, so that's good. Yeah, I have no idea why those two planes, they're just sitting there. Look, they haven't moved and they're not even loaded in properly. I think there's a slight bug going on with Vatsim. But we're going to taxi to runway 15 easily. Easily runway 15 for us. That's, you know, the winds actually don't really matter. They're still within range. It's closer to 15 than it is 33. So actually, it's about equal to both. Oh, yeah, I need to remove That reminds me, like data, services, cancel the GPU. Let's go on to the fuel page. I like to have it on. It should go. Helsinki traffic, Skyways 5164. Push and start stand 21. Then we'll taxi to runway 15. Helsinki traffic. What's been? I have removed the GPU, you silly thing. Okay, it's gone now. Good.
Wipe has been inserted. Commencing push.
Right.
Engines clear.
Engine 2. Start. And we need to go into start and feather mode on here. And we should start to see the engine fire up. Did I start it? Yeah, I did. Oh, there you go. It's going now. There it is. It's starting. Right, we just need to wait for... Hopefully, it will actually start. They can be quite slow sometimes. It's approaching 20% and then it's just staying there. So the bleeder is turned on, so they should just start. However, it doesn't want to go any further, so that worries me a bit. But didn't we have this last week? What if I turn off the recirc fan? Oh yeah, I need to turn this into normal. There we go, I'm being silly, it's not the recirc fan, it has nothing to do with it. There we go, that one started, next one now. Is it? No, it's still in engine 2 mode, we need to wait for it to come out of engine 2.
Set parking brakes.
Parking brakes are set.
Your confirmation for good engine start.
Now GSX doesn't really... GSX never understands even when the engines are fully started on this plane. So, we can leave it. Start.
The flight time today will be approximately 2 hours.
Ignore that.
Would you please fasten your seatbelts and refrain
And introduce fuel. And one thing I did forget to do, the Dash 8 Q400 V-speed calculator.
must be switched off, and the cellular phones may not be
Unlocking
used
gear.
during the entire flight. We wish you a pleasant stay on board.
Tow truck disconnected. Pipe has been removed.
Oh, I forgot. Unfortunately, it does appear that this... it appears that this website has actually gone down. The performance calculator, it's gone down. It's just like... I remember searching it last time. What did I use last time then?
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Someone did make a V-speed calculator, but it appears to have
Clear
been...
to start engines.
Oh, wait, it's working now. I don't know, sometimes it seems to be weird sometimes when you put it in. Right, we are 22... No, if you round it, 23,000 kilos. Wait, take off. 23,000 kilos. Flaps 5. Temperature is 14. Airport elevation is 180. I should have done this already. It is dry because we're playing FSX and it doesn't make any difference.
6 emergency exits. 2 exits are located. 2 at the wings and 2 at
Calculate our V speeds. Here we go. V1 is 116. So V1 is 116. VR 116. And V2 120. There. Everything should all be good up there. Yeah, but it means our APU can come off now. And this can go up to maximum power now for taxi and takeoff. And flaps 5. Up here, look, nothing's looking bad there. We should see all the lights disappear and taxi lights can come on.
Red tubes are located on both sides for blowing the additional air into the light vent.
And the bleeds can go off now. Right. Oh yeah, we need to set our QNH as well, that reminds me. 1003. Right, away we go. Transition altitude down here is 5,000 here in Helsinki. 5,000. Right, away we go. Apparently weather radar's off, is it? Somewhere around here, is it? There it is. On. Weather on. Cool. Are we actually moving? Not really. I can't really see out the window, honestly. Because of this strange bug that you get in this. They go with this plane. There we go. That's better. It's a very, very strange bug. That it's like not a bug, but it just doesn't move unless you give it quite a bit of power. There you go. It looks like it's starting to clear now. Obviously, remember we have our mouse yoke rudder for when needed. Oh boy. This thing is actually very hard to control, by the way. Like, its steering is very weird, as in, it's not... What on earth? Why is the plane steering right when I didn't ask it to? It doesn't respond well to using a yoke for steering, let's put it that way. It really doesn't respond well. It's very, like, you know, not properly sensitive, and it's very weird. So we can use the mouse yoke. No, we can't use the mouse yoke, that doesn't work. Great. And also, while I'm at it, I'm going to change the controls quickly so that I can activate the mouse yoke. I can never find it in the list. I normally just have to scroll all the way down to M. Mouse flight control. Change assignment. I like it to be a comma. It's just instant. It's a very quick key to press. And it saves you, because otherwise the other one's control Y, and if you don't press control properly, like you miss control or something, you can accidentally activate slew mode, which ruins a bunch of stuff. So I'd rather also comma's just quicker than pressing control and Y. It's easy to remember, and it's one button to press. Right, I have to make sure those planes aren't taking off. I think they're bugged. In fact, actually they've disappeared now, so they've just disconnected or moved somewhere else. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what was happening with them. I think they were slightly bugged on Vatsim or something. So we're taxiing down a Yankee right to the end of the runway. I can barely see a thing. Right now, we have to wait for this fog that you get on the windscreen. I don't know how to solve it, but it's this fog. Look, you can see it just doesn't clear. It's just there, like just casually there. Also, ignore the unfortunately the Majestic Dash 8 uses an external flight model, which is why GSX doesn't know when the engines have started, and it's why my overlay always thinks basically my overlay is working to QNH 1013. Always. No matter what, it's always working to that QNH, so it will be slightly wrong until we go above transition altitude and then it goes back to being correct again. It's because of the flight model that it uses. Apparently this plane doesn't work with self-loading cargo for that same reason. It uses an external flight model that does cause a few little bugs here and there with other programs, but we'll go ahead and turn right now onto the runway. Nothing's approaching at all. Something's just left. No, nothing's left Turku. It's just flying over Turku. Whoa! I steered to the right, and then I'm steering to the left full right now. The plane just went full swing. I think the controls are a bit weird today. They're not very good in terms of their sensitivity. That they don't go back. Like, I move my yoke to the right, and then I move my yoke back from the right, and the plane just continues turning for ages. Like, I'm positive it's not normally like that to handle. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's one thing. This plane uses a steering tiller, not a rudder, not a yoke, nothing for steering on the ground. It uses a steering tiller, which is very weird to get hold of properly, but no mind. Right, we're lining up on the runway now, and everything's all set up. Initial power, full power set, and we need our rudder. Saying that, it's not particularly windy, so we might get away with it. Right, airspeed's live, 80 knots. V1, rotate, V2, positive rate, gear up, and straight away autopilot in, because the autopilot is way better at handling this plane than I am, and also because there's an immediate right turn I have to take off that I don't want to handle. That's another reason. Right, this plane should start gaining airspeed now as it starts its right turn. There we are, out of Helsinki. Pretty nice there, pretty nice departure. Up to 14,000 now. We're on IAS speed mode, so it should just start to pitch the plane down now. Or not. Doesn't want to pitch the plane down. We can also go into 900 RPM mode now, give it a bit more power. And hopefully the plane will now realise, there we go, we're out of takeoff and it can actually do stuff. Right, track the flaps now as well. Looks a little bit bumpy. There's no ice though, it's actually 11 degrees outside, so we shouldn't get any ice at the moment anyway. Come on plane, start gaining speed please. For some reason this IAS hold thing is not working. It's meant to be maintaining 225 knots and it just isn't. It's still insistent on doing 3,000 feet per minute, no matter what. For some strange reason. We're out of the clouds now. You can get the taxi lights off. I should have turned them off earlier actually. Everything else is looking all good. The FPS in this thing's amazing. Like 5,000. Standard pressure. Right, is this plane actually gonna like start pitching down now? Hello, plane, I want to gain some speed, please. We're in IAS mode, but it's just deciding, nah. It's deciding that it would rather, there you go, it seems as if now it's got the message. Or not. I don't know, we're up to 190 knots, so we are successfully doing something, but still not the best. I can hide the yoke again now, actually. We'll get everything prepped for landing now, pretty much immediately. Weather down in Turku, is it still just as plain as earlier? Yeah, pretty much no wind, no cloud. Oh, there's cloud. It's plain weather, really. Very plain. Right, heading direct to Ripvi, and then from there it's a Devo. I don't know how long we're going to be at cruise, honestly. Obviously, there's no restrictions on the departure. There you go. It looks as though the plane is now managing to successfully do this, whatever it is it's meant to be doing. It looks like it's successful in its task. Look, it's still doing 2,500 feet per minute. It is slowly increasing its speed. I don't know what its issue was. I don't know. Normally I'm positive it does not pitch up that much, like, straight away. Is that our windscreen that's clouded over? I'll try sticking the windshield heater on. I don't think it's ice though. Maybe it is ice. I've just turned on the window side heat and it's not clearing, so I don't think that's what it is. Oh, maybe it is. Okay, when it happens on the ground, we'll try that. The windshield, the ice. 10,000 landing lights off. Seatbelts off. Let everyone roam around back there. And yeah, just up to 14,000 now. You know, it's a very low cruise altitude this, so it shouldn't take us too long to get there. Apparently we've only been in the air 2 minutes. That was pretty quick actually. This thing's climbing quickly today. Things with this plane, normally up to 10,000 it climbs like an absolute beast, and then from there it's so slow at climbing. It's because of like the engine limitation. Particularly after 15,000 feet, that's where it really starts to crawl. But obviously we're not going up that high today, so it's not really a matter. And I can get everything set up for our arrival now, actually, really, since it's such a short flight. Literally empty. No, not empty, it's literally a teeny flight. So we're coming from FSX. Not FSX, sorry, we're doing... Wait, where are we coming in from? We're coming in from Itzug. So above 2,200, yeah. And then above 2,000, then at 2,000, and then a 6-mile final. There's an altitude horn, perfect. Is that clock working? Because it's still saying 2 minutes. It's been on 2 minutes for ages. Because the clock in this thing's automatic. Just to tell you guys. I don't think it's working. I don't think that clock... Oh, there you go. The clock is working. It's just been... I'm positive been in the air longer than 3 minutes, though. To get to 14,000. That doesn't sound about right, but okay. Decision altitude is 342, which is 200 feet above the ground. There's 14,000. We can now start pitching back the speed. We're meant to be doing a true airspeed today. We're aiming for a true airspeed of 306 according to Sim Brief. I'm going to start throttling it back now. To a fuel flow of about is it about 500 maybe? About 485 like on the fuel flow, something like that. There we go. And we can get the ILS frequency tuned in now. 109.5. 109.5 tuned, and nav 1 course needs to be set to 257. 257. There we go. And then all that's left now is to get VNAV set up. So I want to descend in time for ITSO, so number 3. At minus 2,000 feet per minute is generally, I think, a better target. Enter that, and you can see their top of descent is in 23 miles. So, and as long as we're above 7,000 at Exuper, we should be fine. Because unfortunately I can't put in a restriction. I can just say 7,000, but that'll then mean that the plane wants to be at 7,000, which I don't want to do. We'll just watch it basically. What we'll do, we'll set the altitude down to 7,000, and then we won't let it go below until a bit later. There we go. We're approaching 306 now on the true airspeed, so this thing's got a pretty good speed going now. And there we go, we're just above the nice little clouds. We have not much time now until we start descending. I don't think 7,000 should be an issue. Look, we're descending only just before Exuper. Apparently we've got some bad weather ahead. Oh, never mind. That's the world's slowest weather radar. I'm getting 50 FPS right now. It's a lovely plane. That's why I'm moving the camera. If I stop moving the camera, which is when the FPS starts to go up... Actually, no, it's still 48. 48 FPS, pretty solid 48. And outside, we're getting 48. What is it with 48 FPS? It's a really nice plane, though. It's so smooth on the FPS, this plane. Oh, got a little bit of turbulence, I think. Clearly. However, we're only in green weather, so we shouldn't really be getting that much turbulence. Although it appears that we are. It's not really impacting on our speed too badly, but yeah. I can hear the turbulence sound effect. Top of descent alert. That's not for ages. But look at VNAV. That's not for 13.5 miles. We've got no ice, although it's -9 outside, so if we were to fly through a cloud at this point, it would be needed. What on earth's going on? We're going a bit too quickly now, actually, because of this turbulence. The plane's going up and down, up and down. Although it's not really much on the weather radar, it's clearly some turbulence. The turbulence sound effect has now ended. I think I can push the plane back up now to what it was doing before. About 50%-ish on the power. There we go. Excellent. Everything's looking good down there. Yeah, it's a very short flight, this. Very, very short flight. We'll do our landing speed, actually. So go to approach speed. We're going to be 22,000 kilos on landing, I believe. It should say, actually, here. Landing weight, 24,357. So 24k. Landing flaps, probably 15. Okay, yeah. Approach 117. And landing speed 107. on the bugs. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Cool, that should be all good now then. And I can also arm VNav, so that when the VNav starts closing in, this thing will just start to descend automatically. There's a little bit of green weather in the area right now, but not too bad. Doing a pretty nice 307 knots on the true airspeed. Looks like we might even smash 27 minutes. It's nuts how quick this flight is. And yeah, we need to be above 7,000 at Exuper, so... But again, you know, that shouldn't be a problem, given where we're starting our descent, like 14 miles from Exuper. It looks like there is a little bit of bad weather, but I don't actually see any high-level clouds that suggest that. Apparently we got a message on our FMC. What's that saying? Okay, it's saying about the fact that we're descending. So we want to go minimum power now, 850 RPMs. I'm going to start to just ease back the power while this thing's, because it's going to do a 2,000 feet per minute descent now. So in 2 minutes we can descend 4,000 feet, so we're not going to be below 5,000 at Exuper. Or at least we shouldn't be. How many? Is that clock going backwards? That said 7 minutes earlier. That clock's not accurate, is it? I don't think it's accurate, that clock, honestly. I don't believe that we've only been in the air 6 minutes, especially considering it said we'd have 4 minutes at cruise. It took us 3 minutes just to get up here, so... I don't know, something tells me that clock isn't right. Apparently it was 20 minutes since we pushed back, and it was a 12-minute taxi, so I think we've been in the air 8 minutes. You can turn on the seatbelts now. Yeah, I think we've been in the air 8 minutes at least, so that's not really accurate. Nothing's heading to Turku. We've got the airport to ourselves, which was nice. We've got a maximum like 240 knots at the start of the ILS, but again, this thing already does that, you know. It's not a quick plane, honestly. This. Now this thing's VNav will mess it up once we pass Exuper. It'll probably think that we're too high too low. It always does it when you pass a waypoint. It like resets the VNav, causes some weirdness to happen. So we'll just ignore it if that happens, because last time we ended up being far too high into Helsinki because of that. It just doesn't work. It's a slight bug. You can see there, just 4 miles to Exuper. I'm happy to put this down to 2,200 feet now, which is where we're actually finally descending to today. There's 10,000 landing lights on, no ice detected, and it's just going positive temperature outside now, so anything that we pass now in terms of clouds shouldn't give us ice because it's positive temperature. Yeah, and that's saying we were 7 minutes now. I don't really have a way of tracking how long we've been in the air, though, so I'll have to take the clock's word for it. So the flight was maybe 27 minutes, but it looks like it will be a little less. And you can see there, look, clearly the VNav has just reset, because it now thinks we're 800 feet off. It's slowly catching us up, look, at 1,800 feet per minute. It's slowly catching up, so that should be okay. But yeah, it's a weird thing, this. It's very weird. But I'll just enable VNav, and when it catches back up, it'll be fine. Apparently a bit of turbulence here, clearly. We'll pull back the power now as well, because we're starting to go above 240 knots again, because this thing's... That's what it is. It's turbulence having trouble with it. We are. I think on our way into Helsinki, we'll use 04 right. Whoa, it's not... Yeah, they're not the nicest of weather, even though we're down here below 8,000. I thought it would be okay. It's 3 degrees outside, so we're not going to get any ice formation, which is the good news. But I'm having some problems with this. Having problems with this turbulence here. Plane's struggling to do 1,800 feet per minute like I wanted it to. So what I'll do, I'll click vertical speed and then get it. I'll just put it back to 1,800 feet per minute, and hopefully it tries its best to stick to it. It's being a bit weird. It's because of the the turbulence. I don't really know how there's so much turbulence up at this altitude.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Smith.
But there clearly is. Transition altitude here is probably, it'll be on the ILS. Transition altitude is 5,000. So at 5,000 we'll set QNH is 1003. But yeah, I think we should be out of this weather now. Like, we really should be out of this weather by now. Given how low we are now. This thing is now sticking to vertical speed correctly. I'll even it back out now to 1,500 feet per minute. Hopefully that will work and be good. And we can set our QNH now as well. 1004. Winds have actually gone back in the direction of runway 26, which is what we're landing. Yeah, QNH is 1004. So that puts us below 5,000 feet then. That sort of lowers us a bit. Clouds are broken at 3,600 apparently. That's above the ground, but obviously it's pretty much sea level this place, so yeah. Right, we'll start levelling off a bit more now. I don't know how we're still in this turbulence. We're at 4,000 feet. Like, there's nothing even on the weather radar now. Yeah, but the turbulence sound effect is now starting to go finally, so I think we should be alright. There we go. We're out of the weather now. We're out of the worst of it. Because we are now below the clouds. Yeah, and so far we've been in the air 9 minutes. That clock's not right, is it? There's no way we've been in the air 9 minutes. There's no way this flight is that short. 27 minutes was given to me by SimBrief. And I think it has been about that, really. So what I want to do now, I'm going to arm approach on here, and I want to select nav 1 on here. And this thing is just going to follow heading now. I don't want it to do that. Off they go. So it's going to follow heading until it picks anything else up. And it's got into pitch mode as well. Intercept altitude is 2,000, so I'll just stick it on that, and we'll get ourselves heading towards the ILS. But yeah, there's no way this flight's only been 9 minutes. Like, yeah, that clock is running slow. I took off 12 minutes. So 12 minutes into the flight on Skytrack, so I've been in the air 15 minutes now. So there's something seriously wrong there. I've been in the air 15 minutes, which is still not as much as it was said before, but there's clearly some strange stuff going on there. We're just waiting to pick up the localizer and the glide slope now, which we should be about here, but we're not yet. Okay, it only lets set flaps 5 without shouting at us. And we're going to go max power now for landing. We'll let this thing's speed just bleed off now. It's got the localizer, so we're just waiting on that. And it shouldn't go blowing past the runway. No, we're pretty good actually. I'm happy with that. After Zava, we'll drop the gear. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this clock. It's clearly a bit wrong. No, we're dropping speed now. Gear down. And we'll just let this thing bleed off the speed even more. It won't let us go flaps full yet, so we're just going to wait. As we just let the speed slow off. There we go, now the gear's down, we can go flaps not full. This thing's not really flyable when that happens. We'll go flaps 15. And we did a really good landing down in Helsinki last week, so... No, was it last week? It was something like that. It wasn't that long ago. There you go, we've got this plane nice and slowed down now, so all that's left is there's no auto brakes on this plane, so yes. Autopilot out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've just started our approach. We would kindly ask you to fasten your seatbelts.
And you can see there, yeah, there's no way we've been in the air for 10 minutes, so I'm not taking the word of that. I don't know how to get our exact flight time then, But that clock is being a bit strange. I think we've been in the air more like 20 minutes, personally. I think it seems to be a little bit like half off, pretty much, that clock. It seems to be like taking double the amount of time for everything. I don't know, hopefully it behaves on the next flight. So it's a bit of a weird clock because it like auto starts. I don't start the clock in this plane, it just starts itself. It's a bit strange. I'm having that problem again where I can't pull the plane up. There we go. That's better. Generally, you need to. I found you need to give it a lot more power on landing this plane. This plane needs much more. Like, it needs at least a little bit of power to actually stay pointing upwards. You can't just. It's not like a jet airliner where you can just. Basically, you can't flare this plane unless it has some power behind it. You can't idle it and then flare. That doesn't work. The plane just falls out of the sky if you do that, no matter what speed you're doing. Within reason, anyway. Luckily, it's literally like no wind, so it's quite a calm day for us here. Getting a little bit of speed here because I have slightly messed up. We've lost the glide slope a bit. We're catching back up though. I'll let the plane bleed off its speed now by idling it, and you can see that because I've idled it, this plane doesn't want to stop dropping out the sky now. It's not the easiest of planes to fly. This definitely. Minimums. Continue. We'll have our yoke. No, not the yoke. The mouse yoke. The mouse rudder at the ready. Oh boy. I don't know, despite the fact that there's no wind, this thing doesn't want to land that well. Like, I've got it straight now, I think. It does float around a lot, this plane, doesn't it?
50. 30. 10.
Idle power, there you go, minus 525, really? It did not look that rough. Alright, well, I don't know, I'll take the word for it. Right, start braking then. I really didn't think it was that rough, but maybe it was. I don't know. Start braking then. Hello and welcome everyone to Turku.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our final destination.
We'll vacate here on Delta. Yeah, I don't think that landing was actually as bad as it said it was. Flight time was about 20 minutes. This plane does actually freeze when you reset the clock, just ignore it. There are a number of bugs with the clock in this plane, I will just say that. There are plenty of bugs. I have no idea why, but it is a shame. There you go, I've reset the clock now. Yeah, there are quite a few bugs with everything in this plane in terms of clocks and whatever. Right, here on Delta, we'll attack. Whoa. Our plane just did a weird little lag sort of movement then. There we go, APU on. APU generate on. And we're going to taxi to stand 4, I think. So it'll be to the left, and then into the apron area. It's a nice little airport, this, Turku. Scenery's pretty much in the right place. It's slightly out, but not too bad. And again, there's no other planes on the ground here. Now, I need to figure out how to actually delete my flight plan, because I always forget how to do that, but I need to figure out how to do that. Like, physically, how do I just delete my flight? I need to figure out how I can just delete my flight. We're taxiing along here, pretty good. Pretty nice flight, that. It was not 11 minutes, it was 20, I think 19 minutes in the end, so yeah, and we're going to do the return now, very short flight. The flight back is about 10 minutes long, no, 10 miles longer, so it's a little bit longer, but still. We'll turn here to get a better run onto our gate. We'll probably have a texture bug now once we park up, as normal. heading straight into the gate now. It's a very small gate, so should just be fine. We'll get exactly on course of the gate now. There we go, right, we're just trying to... Oh, overshot the gate a little bit there. APU's running, so we can go ahead and... track the flaps as well. And turn off the engines. Pretty good parking, I think. Turn off all our lights and the seatbelts. And... hopefully, I can figure out how to reset this thing. I've got the FMC stuck on this page. I've got the FMC stuck, there we go. I don't know how to reset this thing. I honestly don't know how to reset it. So, flight plan, menu... delete flight plan. Enter. How do I, like, confirm it? Hello, I want to delete the flight plan. Yes. There we go. And I'll just make sure that this thing's cross-filled. So it knows that we are starting a fresh flight plan. Right, request deboarding. There's a fuel bin reset too. What if I turn it off and on? Does that reset it? I wonder if that resets the thing. Okay, well, I'm firing it up now. Okay, opening all the doors now. I'm hoping, yeah, because I've restarted this thing, it's not starting. Confirm off, right, and then turn it on. I may have broke the FMCs. FMSs, whatever they're called. I may have broken them. In which case, in the case that I have broken them, I'll have to reload the plane but yeah.
Right, thank you for a wonderful flight.
Doesn't appear they want to restart. Oh, there we go. Oh dear. Right, off. Off.
Thank you for a wonderful flight.
And then we'll fire it back up and we'll let it get on with it. It just has to run through all its tests basically, but I'm hoping that resets it. Just checking to make sure everything's okay basically.
Bye, thank you. Bye.
Right, everyone's deboarding, everything's all good up there. We can request a GPU. Has it reset it though? It hasn't even reset it. Alright, forget it. How do I delete it then? Like seriously, how do you manage to delete this thing? Whatever. Right. So what I want to do, services, request GPU. And yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I wanted to delete the flight plan, but it doesn't appear that you can do that.
Bye-bye.
doesn't appear that you can literally just reset a flight like that, so... As you can see here, look, I clearly can't do much. Forget it then. Right, looks like they've finished with the boarding. They're just getting on with the baggage loading now. Stop recording the flight there. 87 miles we flew in the end. 32 minutes was our block time, so obviously the flight didn't last 27 minutes, clearly, but... Yeah, still. Right, let's go ahead and file the next flight. So runway 26 is we're going to use. For Helsinki, however, EFHK, we're going to use 04 right. That's what they seem to be using, and it'll actually shorten our flight on this one. Oh, it won't. Won't shorten our flight. It causes a problem. Okay, I guess we'll have to use we'll use a different runway then. It causes a weird thing to happen with our route. I think there's a better route though for... I don't know. The problem is the route we're picking doesn't really work. So we'll go back to runway 15 because it saves us a lot of time. It does appear that that's the case. So there we go. We'll use runway 15 then. Again, there's no traffic in Helsinki, so doesn't appear there's even anything heading for Helsinki. Honestly, there is a plane heading from Helsinki, but hasn't. Well, it's miles away. It's in Lisbon, so it's not an issue. We'll just leave it. Okay. And we'll put in the other ILS to make sure that goes away. And then this can go on to FMS 1 as a nav source. And then we'll get on with planning our next flight. I will do the weights first, actually. So 26 minutes, cruising at 130. We're cruising at. I'll pre-file that now. There you go. It's been pre-filed. We can disconnect from the network now, and we'll connect again as 5165. And fetch the new flight plan. File that. Right, E. F. Where's F? Is it EF2? Yes, EF-TU, Turku. But actually, before any of this, let's just get on with this and whatever. So we're taking 1974 on the fuel. 1974. And in terms of passengers, we're taking 68, so we're pretty full actually. 68 packs, and we're looking for 24.8. So we want to take 200 and then maybe 400 in the front to balance out the weight. 24.8, and it's all within limits. So send data to flight sim. That will have paused the flight sim. We can unpause it now. And yeah, 68. So a lot more weight. Cargo is 600 now. Leading to a zero fuel weight of 24.8 and the fuel 1974. Leading to a gross weight of 27,000 kilos is what we'll put in on the calculator. Right, menu. Oh, we can also start boarding actually. Menu, departure, 26. We're taking the IPMO 3 Alpha. Yeah, I believe the IPMO 3 Alpha. So that's number 2. Flight plan that. And one thing I do need to do, however, is reload the new flight into Navigraph. So I'll do that now. To make sure it's all correct and all good. There, perfect. Okay, and then from IPMOT, we're going direct to Laycut. Oh, GSX wants to know the amount of passengers, 68. Laycut. Yeah, enter that. Let's put it in the wrong place, thank you. We'll just put it in here then and delete the no link instead. I go to lay cut to EFHK, enter that, and menu, arrival, runway 15, so number 3, taking the lay cut 7 mic, so number 3, ILS, no transition, ILS runway 15, no transition either, because it's pretty much straightforward actually, direct onto the ILS. We don't even need the vectors, or delete them. There we go. Perfect. That should be all good. And no discounts where we don't want them. Everything's all looking good then. We just need to look at charts now. So to get the charts at the Turku, the charts for the IPMO 3 Alpha, and that's good for departure. There's no restrictions on departure, we just head out at 230 knots or less. No, 200 knots, then 230 knots, that should be easy for us, and then direct out to IPMO, nice and simple. Just a little turn after departure basically. And Helsinki, we're taking the lay cut. Oh, I'll just have to search that. There's a ton of charts. 7M. There it is. If I just search 7M, it comes up. And then ILS 15 and airport and parking stands, all fine. Okay, restrictions. We head in. We need to be above 10,000 at lay cut. We need to be below 12,000 at Marom. Below 10,000 at Vibep. And then, oh, why is this? It's not going to go away.
Thank you.
This thing, there we go. We need to be above 3,000 at Halpo, and then we head into the ILS at Alken. In real life, it will be vectors to Alken, but as I said, it's pretty much a straightforward route anyway, so there's no need to have vectors anyway, really. It's just straight. If I look at the plan, I should see that on the plan. You can see here, look, Alken. It's just direct into the ILS. A very nice, simple route today, actually. So everything's all good, it's ready to go. This can go up to 130.
Hello. Thank you.
We can calculate our V speeds and everything now. So we'll get the weather up on here on this screen. QNH is 1003 now. So no, wait, no, that's EFTU. Temperature is 15. Airport elevation is 162. It is dry. Runway heading is 260. Wind direction is 290 at 3. Calculate 127, 127, 130. Okay. And APU can come on now. Oh wait, we never turned it off. Bleed air on. I guess it's probably a good thing we never turned it off. Such a short turnaround with this plane. Prepare for pushback and departure. Oh, not that bug again. It even said that boarding was complete. What is it on about? I saw them loading cargo. I just don't get it. I'm going to update GSX after this stream. Oh, well, you know, they haven't finished. Never mind, it's not a bug. I'll ignore that then. For now. Set flaps 5 for departure. It's very heavy today. But everything's all ready to go. We'll just make sure I've cross-filled the flight plan and the fuel on here, because I don't think I did. So cross-fill flight plan. Cross-fill the fuel. Wait, what was that? Cross-fill the fuel. My voice went messed up. Right. I'll just set up the. Maybe I'll set that up as well. The overlay. So swap that round. Perfect. What's the saying? Message. Currently extended. Yeah, because I couldn't reset the plane. And this can just go back to the fuel page, and then. Why does this think we have 0.36 miles left? I forgot. Don't I need to go direct to, like, the first waypoint or something? Don't go direct to number 3 then. If I put that in, look, it's going to go direct to the next waypoint then. It's fine on this FMC, but on the other one, for some reason, it didn't work. So that means we want to head to... If we head to fuel now, it should now tell me how long's left. 105 miles. Okay. A little bit further than planned, but okay. No ATC. There's currently one plane on the ground in Helsinki. They've just finished with boarding. So we'll shut all the doors, get everything all finished with. Okay, all the doors are now shut.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Okay. Windshield heat up can go normal now, just to make sure that we don't frost up. Seatbelt signs is on. And everything should be ready to go now.
Locking gear.
16 degrees outside, quite warm. Well, not that warm, but it's warm for Finland. IIS, we've got an initial climb of 200, initial restriction of 200, so 200 for now. And vertical, no, not vertical speed, IIS. 200, and then altitude select is what I meant to put in. Altitude select, and nav. We're going to go right on the pushback. Oh yeah, I need to remove the GPU, don't I? Menu. That's data. There you go. Services. Cancel the GPU. That will eventually disappear when it wants. It takes a while. Sometimes, unfortunately, it just does. Everything's ready for sort of pushback now and to start with the engine, so just waiting on... Yeah, I know GSX. I told it to remove the GPU.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Release parking brakes.
Okay.
Commencing push. All engines cleared. Start at wheel.
Start engine 2. And we need to put them in start and feather as well. There you go. Engines are starting and... Oh, they're already in the normal mode. They didn't turn off the normal mode earlier, no? They didn't do that automatically or whatever. Right, back we go. Oh, great. I didn't start Skytrack recording. However, I got away without starting the engine. Without, like, missing it, I think. I think I got away. There we go, I did! Woohoo! That was my own fault, I missed that. I didn't start recording the next flight on Skytrack for Fly UK, so had to stop the pushback a bit early there. And do that, never mind, I guess. That's my own fault. Oh well. Engine 1 and start. Alright, start up now. QNH is 1004. That's good. Engine's already in normal, so it should just get on with it. It's south. Everything's looking good. We can get our taxi lights turned on now as well. Just wait for the engine to fire up. And then we can get on our way. And decision altitude down in Helsinki is going to be 363. Just saves time by doing it now. That's the wrong one. There it is, 3. That's again the wrong one. There it is, 363. I can't get the correct like scroll on it. There we go. 363. Everything's all good. Looks like they're mostly started now. So bleed air off, APU gen, APU power off. Because they are started now. We can go into max power now for taxi and takeoff. Yeah, everything's looking all good now. Whoa. Did the plane just drop out of the sky briefly then? Right, where we go then? There's no errors up there. Cool. Away we go then. Taxi over to runway 26. There we go, away we go, and is that Swedish control or Finnish control that just came online in my V-Pilot? ESOS Centre. Sweden control, that's a shame. So yeah, Sweden just come online. Obviously we're not flying in Sweden, we're flying in Finland. Oh well. Oh well. There was the steering tiller being a little bit over the top. And again, I hate the steering tiller on this thing. It takes so long to like go back to normal. Look, I've let go. Like it's not doing anything. And the plane just continues to taxi wherever it wants. It's a really annoying system of steering. You know, 'cause I don't have a tiller, you know? I don't even have rudder pedals, I'm just using my yoke. So silly. Right, landing lights can come off, taxi lights off. And we're good for departure now. Engine, okay, the windows have not frosted up, so I think doing that on the windows seems to help. Is the TCAS on properly? Yeah, it is. And the weather radar is on if we need it. However, it's sunny now. Still not sunny down in Helsinki. It has stopped raining though. Whoa. The plane just like slow. I don't know, the flight model of this plane is so bad sometimes. It's because it all runs externally. It doesn't run inside the sim properly. It does cause these weird, I think, just... I don't know. I don't like the flight model and how it works outside of the sim. I don't like that because it causes problems for external applications, and biggest of all, it causes those bugs with things like the clock and whatever. Right, power is set, and there we go. In the air we go. What? What's this thing moaning about? What have I done now? Normally it makes that sound when the yoke's pointing. What? It makes this sound when the yoke is not in the proper position. When the yoke is in the wrong place, it makes it fast. I don't know what now. I don't know what's making it angry. The APU's not on, is it? Last time that's what made it angry. Autopilot on. Yeah, last time it made it angry that the APU was on. Nope. I don't understand this plane now. I honestly don't. Normally, it makes that sound either if you pull on the yoke during takeoff, if there's a warning up there, or if your flaps aren't set, or your APU is on, it can do it as well. And none of those things were apparent, so I don't know what it's moaning about. And the TCAS is on, and the weather radar's on, and the QNH is set correctly. I don't know. And we've set V speeds. Yeah, who knows. Maybe gears up. We're sort of making our way up now. It's max 200 knots at first, and then it's max 230 knots. Now, once we make this turn, which we're just about to start now, actually. So this plane's going to level down a little bit now. Let us gain some speed. Hopefully, QNH. Obviously, remember transition altitude here is 5,000. And hopefully the clock this time will actually behave itself. Oh wait, no, landing lights don't come off yet. Yeah, hopefully the clock will behave itself today. Again, I have no control over the clock. It just... I'm not able to start it. Oh, why is this one saying 12 minutes? I don't know what's going on with this plane, honestly. It's a bit weird. Right, this plane's now just turning direct to FSX. Although maybe we shouldn't be, because we are now we're slightly not following the SID, but okay. Whatever. We're only going up to 130 on this flight, so even lower than the last flight that we did. And 5,000 now. 5,000 there, so standard pressure. That gains us a little bit of altitude. And up we go now then. In fact, I should have gone back to 900 RPM, but we'll do that now. Because that actually gives us a bit more power. Briefly. And this thing is actually managing the climb properly, like unlike last flight. And already, I think we've been in the air longer than a minute. We'll see. I'm actually going to count. So when that turns to 2, I'll count it on Skytrack, because the Skytrack is also recording flight time, and I'll see how long it thinks a minute is, to see if it's working as a test. So Skytrack, so when that hits 2, I'll record the time it says on Skytrack, basically. But we're in the air now. 40 knots command range, we can go now. Already it's been longer than a minute, so I don't trust that clock. I don't know what's going on with it today, but the clock's broken, I'm pretty sure. So we'll just have to ignore it when it comes to flight time. It's weird though, because the clock's not normally broken. This one was on 12, look, it's already on 13. And yes, it does freeze the plane when you reset the clock, that's the problem as well. Yeah, it's been longer than a minute now. I'm counting it on Skytrack, it's already been longer than a minute, so I don't even see what the point is in me recording it, but I will. Hello, where's 2 minutes? If that clicks onto 14 before that gets to 2, that means that one's jumped 2, and there you go, 2 minutes at 6 minutes 54. So when that reaches when Skytrack reaches 7 minutes 54, that should click over to 3 minutes. I don't think it will though. Right, 10,000 feet, landing lights off, seatbelts off. And it's very clear actually above Turku now. It's much nicer weather than earlier when we flew in. All the clouds moved off basically, I think. Which is quite nice. There is a plane currently on the ground in Helsinki using 4 lighter, so I'm using runway 15 today. Going different to everyone else. Right, we're approaching 7 minutes 34, so 20 seconds left until that's meant to click on to 3 minutes. Yeah? 20 seconds. And then I can say it's wrong. 10 seconds. Until it's meant to go over. There you go, this thing is now doing a pretty nice climb actually. Passing 11,000 feet, 2,000 left to go. 7 minutes 54. And yeah. That's still on 2 minutes. So I'll calculate now. So maybe it's 2 minutes. If we double it, we'll get our flight time. So last time it was 9 minutes, so a flight time of 18 minutes, roughly. How about that? So 8 minutes 54. I don't know, I think it's being weird that I do. I don't know what's wrong with it. My simulator time is still in sync with real life, pretty much. I don't know, it has lost about 2 minutes, my simulator time, somehow. Saying that, so I don't know how it's done that, but my simulator has lost about a minute on real world time. Somehow. But that's not enough to calculate it. So we're approaching... Okay, we're approaching 8 minutes 54, and it still hasn't clicked over. There we go, 8 minutes 50. Yeah, so each minute on here is worth 2 minutes. So it's actually in 6 minutes in the air, not 3. Why is it doing that? Why is the clock being like that? That's strange. There we go, we're at cruise now. Wait for our speed to go up. We're looking for a cruise speed of 307 on the true airspeed, according to SimBrief. It was 306 on the way here, 307 back. Obviously, it does calculate it based on things like winds and whatever, and altitudes. Although sometimes it can be a little ambitious. So we're down to our cruise power now, which is 50%. Roughly, it was 51% on the way here, so about 50%, something like that. We'll let the fuel flow come down to about 485. There we go, and that thing is now at cruise. We can head to VNAV now. And we need to be above 12,000 at Marom, above 10,000, below 3,000. Wait, is that true? No, that's wrong. I forgot. Doesn't it reverse it? It reverses it on here. So it's wrong. So it's above 10,000 at Lakeut. There you go. Below 120 at Marom. Below 100 at Vibep. So if I put this in, or at number 7, will it follow my vertical speed path the whole way? Or not? Top of the descent is in 30 miles. Which is after Marom. So the answer is no. It doesn't stick to it. So we'll put in number 3 as our initial descent. Put that in. And 27 miles, so just before Marom. What? That doesn't make any sense. No, Marom is in... Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so I think we'll have to do the descent manually today. At least below... What I'll do... Okay, we'll cancel VNAV. What I'll do, I'll hit VNAV. And I'll take VNAV... I'll get VNAV to cover us to Abupu, but I'll take control of the descent myself for the first part. So you can see there, look, that's not correct. Actually, no, that is the top of the descent just before Marom. So it looks like it is sticking to it. Maybe. So total descent in 24 miles. Initially, I want to go down to 10,000. That's the first at or below restriction. Right, let's get the weather for Helsinki loaded in. Oh, we already do. 3108 at 8 knots. So runway 15 is totally wrong now. Do I still just go ahead and use runway 15 anyway? In fact, we'll actually have some new weather by the time we get there, so we'll wait and see on the new weather, I guess. But is it still variable? No, it's 310 at 8 knots, so we should be using runway 33, really. Which means a total change of what we're doing. The thing is, it's such a short flight. Now I've already set off, I don't want to change. Like, it's such a short flight, there's no point. Now, there's nothing really on the ground. Something is actually taxiing there right now to the runway, but that's probably going to leave by the time we get there, because it's already sent out the message to say it's taxiing. So we'll just plan for a 15. If it's wrong, it's wrong. ILS is 1091 in there, and 144 on the course. So you can see there, look, it's lining up and taking off now on runway 04, so that'll be gone, and there's nothing else approaching Helsinki now. The flight from Lisbon's not going to be there for 3.5 hours, so we have Helsinki to ourselves, so technically it doesn't even matter what runway we use. I'd rather just use what we initially planned now, which was 15. It's what Simbri planned as it's what initially we were going to use, because the weather was not really permitting it, was permitting a 04, but in real life they were using 15. And 04, they'll be using 04, no, they'll be using the 22s actually, they'll be using 22s for bigger planes, and for the smaller planes they'll be using 15. That's what I looked at about 8 AM, so it has been 2 hours since then. But as I said, unfortunately with small flights like this, you can't really change it. Transition altitude in Helsinki 5,000. We're approaching Lakeut now, where we need to be above 10,000, that's not a problem. Did I turn off the seat belts? Yes, I did. I remember now. Yeah. VNAV is actually active, so I can hit VNAV. And it looks like this thing is actually going to be following this VNAV properly. So down to 2,000 feet. Because it looks like we are going to be below 12,000 at Marom. There's also a maximum 250 knots at Marom, but you can see, look, we're already doing under 250 knots. It's not a problem, is it, really, for us? We've got a bit of bad weather ahead, apparently. I see it. I can't really vex myself around that because it covers the entire weather radar. Because unfortunately, this weather radar on this plane only spans that much. So, it's not the best. I had to take off my headphones and I just felt a bit weird. There we go, they're good now. We're managing only 300 knots on the true airspeed, so not quite 307. I didn't think we would be able to. Obviously, we're at a lower altitude than last flight, so generally that does mean slower. Only by a little bit. But that's true airspeed, remember, as well. It's actually, the ground speed is actually higher as well. Whoa, there we go. There was a little bit of cloud there. It is -7. So we may have some ice now. I don't know, however, that wasn't a rain cloud. It doesn't appear that there is any ice detected, so we'll continue on. Otherwise it would have warned us to say ice detected. Obviously, normally as well we can tell because ice will form on this window and this window, all the windows. Right, we're going to have to start descending pretty much now if we want to be below 12,000 at Maron. I'm hoping the plane will actually do that. I mean, it said that the VNAV should be okay, but in fact, we've already hit our top of descent, look. There it is. There's our top of descent. It looks like we'll be okay then. Minimum power. And level the plane down, and down we go. And we will be below 12,000 at Maron. Just. Down we go. We'll start up our approach speeds now. So landing weight is going to be 27,000 probably. Calculate that. Is it 27,000? I will just check quickly. It's going to be 27,000 if we if we round it up. 124,114. So a little bit quicker. We're going above 250 knots though, so we need to idle it pretty much now to actually lose enough speed for this. We have just passed another waypoint. Obviously, the more waypoints we pass, unfortunately, the more the VNAV path goes wrong, which is why when we passed loads of waypoints on the way into Helsinki last time, it did result in us being a little bit too high, so I'll have to just ignore it this time. Because unfortunately, every waypoint you pass, it just makes it slightly wrong. The VNAV, it's weird. We need to be below 10,000 at VBEP, and it looks like we're going to follow that easily. Line lights on now, seatbelt signs on as we pass 10,000. And we should be start to be going positive temperature outside, yep. Meaning that we don't need any kind of... Yeah, we don't need any kind of, like, anti-ice now. We haven't needed anti-ice today, it's not... We haven't really flown through enough clouds or anything. I have got a bit of bad weather ahead. Hopefully that will go by the time we actually descend, because by the time we get to Obupu, we're going to be at 2,000 feet, ready for the ILS, so we should be alright. Yeah, so double, basically, whatever we get on there, double that figure, and we should be alright. I don't know what's wrong with the clock. It's totally bugged, but never mind. Never mind. I think it's in about 12 minutes when we land. No, 11 minutes, was it? 10 minutes when we landed, something like that. Hope everyone is enjoying the stream as well, obviously. We're up to 102 subscribers now, guys. 102. So mad. 102. Yeah, the VNAV path isn't really sticking with us, is it? At the moment, we're just sticking to 1,800 feet per minute, which seems to be working pretty well. We need to be above 3,000 at Halpo. We easily made that. And then we need to be above 2,000 at Alken and at 2,000 at Obupu, which is where the glide slope starts. This thing's going to make its way direct to Alken now. In the slightly weird way that it does. Like it sort of makes it a straight path all the time, even though it sort of isn't. It's a bit weird. So what I'll do, I'll take control of the heading now. To get us vectored correctly onto the ILS. So I want to click heading, select, and vertical speed 1800. And then I want to go over to nav 1 on the approach, and then we want to click approach like that. And it should. We're not within range of a glide slope yet, but we are within range of a localizer once we reach it. Getting a little bit of that turbulence down. There you go, passing 6,000. This thing now acknowledges the existence of the glide slope. We just need, because this plane, you need to vector yourself everywhere, literally, when it comes to landing. Nothing on the ground in Helsinki now. Everything's all taken off and gone. We haven't had any weather for Helsinki, although we should have. QNH is one. Oh, where? There we go. QNH is 1004. So that's decreased amount of altitude at the moment. Right, down to 2,000 feet per minute, which we should have been maintaining the whole time, but weren't. And yeah, we're descending through the clouds now. This thing should hopefully pick up the localizer pretty soon. Pretty much got the glide slope actually. We can go maximum power now, ready for landing. I'll set flaps 5 as well, just to help us get slowed down that little bit more. Start moving back the power as well of the descent. And runway heading is 144. So I want to go down to 10 nautical mile range on here. And this thing has now got the localizer, so heading can go around to 144. And this thing's going to go down to 2,000 now, and then we can intercept the ILS. Everything's all looking good up there. Possibly a little bit low, maybe. Actually, no, we're going to be on a 5.5 mile final, actually, so we'll be alright. Just need to wait for the glide slope now. We are a little bit low. We need to hold at 2,000 here for the next 3.5 miles because of this, but don't mind. Speed's starting to ease down.
Terrain.
Ugh.
Caution. Terrain.
I get so fed up with this. Terrain is fine, plane. Trust me. I don't know. It keeps insisting that we use terrain. We're fine. We're fine. Plane. We're okay. Don't worry. Oh dear. This plane is a mess. Hello, we're fine. Our plane's really angry with us for some reason. Yeah, GPWS. Yeah, for some reason this plane thinks we're going to crash into a mountain.
Glide slope.
Actually, it's probably because this plane just decided to blast right through...
Terrain.
Right through 2,000 for some reason. I don't really know why.
Pull up.
That's probably why. It just decided it would be a good idea to blast right through 2,000. Hello in the chat. So actually, it's going to be a bit of a shorter stream than usual today. I didn't realise how short a flight this Turku shuttle was, there and back. But yeah, wow, this plane is being weird. I don't know. It's a -8. What to expect? Right, we're 6 miles out. Drop the gear now. We're going to do a flaps 15 landing. This thing should intercept the glide slope here, but it isn't yet. For some strange reason, we're still waiting. There we go. There's the glide slope. There we go, flaps 15, make sure they're set. There they are. This thing can now start to slow down a little bit. And this thing's actually started the approach. We can go ahead and disable the autopilot now and take this over myself. There is a 6 knot crosswind right now. So not the nicest of weather. Well, there's no nice weather to be flying this thing in. No such thing as nice weather, but this plane just gets chucked all over the place, even with the slightest of movements for some reason. It's weird. But at least today, the flight model feels weird. And the plane itself feels weird today. It feels different to fly than I'd normally expect. That's because I've been flying. I don't know, I flew like 2 weeks ago though, so shouldn't make too much difference, should it? We're actually going a little bit quick. We're very high too, so I've had trouble descending this thing. We'll power back to allow us to lose some speed now. Okay, we're losing altitude pretty good now, 2,000 feet per minute. Still can't catch up with the glide slope though.
1,000.
Is that glide slope a bit low? I think we're all right for altitude now. Yeah, I'm gonna start pulling up. I don't know what's on with the glide slope, but I think we're all right for altitude now.
Sink rate.
$500. Plus 100.
I don't know. Apparently, yeah, we're too.
Minimums.
Continue.
Sink rate.
Oh dear, what on earth? This plane just started. Okay, the plane's being weird.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Well, either the power. Minus 329, not bad. Pretty good for this plane actually, a minus 329 honestly. I don't like this plane's handling model or how it flies. That's the same thing actually. Right, reverse is in. I won't be able to make it for Yankee Hotel, I don't think. Oh, we might just be able to make it. We can. We just made it. Disarm the spoilers. Whoa, massive lag spike because the clock stops probably. 24-minute flight time because obviously we have to double it because the clock's broken today for some reason. It's just decided that it doesn't want to work today. And now our plane has stopped on the runway. Again, who knows why. There you go, you can see there, look, 23-minute flight time. So that clock is totally wrong. I don't know what's wrong with it. Not bad, not a bad landing. Minus 329 for this plane is pretty decent. And we kept it on the centre line without the use of the mouse rudder, I've just noticed. We're going to taxi straight ahead here to stand 6, I think. I'll take gate 6. Some lovely Helsinki scenery there, it's gotta say, it's really nice. After we flew into it, what, 2 weeks ago, we went to Mariehamn and back as well. This is a bit of a shorter stream, this one, actually, because I didn't realise how short of a flight it was to Turku. Massively short flight, actually. Just 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back, pretty nuts. Apparently, we're slightly off course, according to the marshaller, but according to the yellow line on the floor, we're okay. So I think that yellow line might slightly be in the wrong place, or GSX doesn't know what it's doing. I don't know which one. There you go, and stop there. And stop the engines. And we can request the GPU. I'll head up here then, get rid of pizza heats and everything. All these fans, all that. What on earth? Why is that flickering so bad? Those textures on that terminal. Right, everything's off. And good. Is it clouds spawning in? I think it might be. I don't know. I think the weather just changed. Was there a weather update just now? There was. I think that's what it is. I think the weather's definitely changed. In fact, my scenery's bugging out. It's gone foggy. Yeah, the cloud's broken to 700 feet, look. So what's happened is, I think the new weather's just loaded in, and it's causing some weirdness to happen. Maybe. The GPU is there and good, meaning we can get rid of the APU. All of the doors are now open, and then the clouds are just cleared again. There you go. I think it's sorted itself out now. I think it was loading in the new weather. You can see, look, the clouds are going weird. I don't know what's going on. My active sky is behaving a bit weirdly, I think. Hopefully that stops. Anyway, that is it. Here in Turku, not Turku. Here in Helsinki after a flight there, then a flight back. About 25 minutes each. In the end, not a very long flight at all. I thought it was a little bit longer than that, actually, but there we go. I thought it was more like 130 miles each way, but it turned out to be about 95 each way. But never mind, it was good fun. Good fun flying. It's very good fun, actually. I do really enjoy a good little bit of flying. So there we go. And we're edging over close to about 1,000 hours on FSX. Not sure if I can reach it, but we'll try. Disconnect from Vatsim now. And yeah, that is it for today. Guys, I hope you really enjoyed the stream. Next stream now will not be until... it will be on Wednesday for Vatsim's Midweek Madness. This week, because it's the last Wednesday of the month, it is the feature week, so we're heading to East Midlands. I decided it'd be good to take a 737 from Dublin over to East Midlands, because I've got that lovely Dublin scenery, and it's a nice opportunity to fly a nice Ryanair 737 as well, so we'll be doing that for the feature week. And then Thursday next week, we're going to be flying in the 777 from Heathrow to Madrid. And then on the Friday, some more Motorsport Manager, starting season 2 of that. And then Saturday, we're going to be taking... I can't remember. We're going to be taking a Fly 2 737 from Reus, which is a holiday airport quite close to Barcelona, only used during the summer season. I've actually been there about 3 times. Very nice. In real life, I'm talking now. And we're flying down to Gatwick. And then Sunday, I thought I'd have a break from the flight simming on a Sunday morning. We're going to go and do... we're going to go on to Tower 3D Pro and do some controlling at Gatwick Airport. So that should be good fun. But anyway, guys, that's it for me. I will leave you with the background music and... bye-bye!